Okay, so the last two times you were trying, what were you trying?
I was just being a bit more aggressive and kind of going for you, but you ended up hitting me on the side.
Right, exactly. So what had happened is we had gotten into this position here. No, you go there. We had gotten up into this position here. Okay. Now, the strike that presents itself is an orbit. You orbit over here and you come to this side of the head. Right. That's great. The response to that is often, not always, but often this. As you come over there, is to parry that way. Okay, so that you're going through your up and down motions here. Right? Now, you can also do that second parry as a strike. Right? So when we get into here, and he goes around that way, right, you can actually get a shorter line on him, okay, depending on your position. So all I have to do is make sure that when you are over here, you see how my sword is on that side of your body?
Yeah.
Okay? That's where I want you, because now when you go, it takes you longer to get to me.
Yeah.
Right? So now I have the geometric advantage. Right?
And you're also stepping to the side.
Right, yes, and you always step to the side and stuff like that. Now, even if you do step to the side, right, because you are being the aggressive one, right, more than likely you're targeting one spot. That's why I step to the side, so you'll miss, right? What I'm going to do on this side is, since I'm in a defensive position, right, is I go over here, I'm going to go here. So even if you step to that side, I'm going to still follow through here like this. Because let's say that you see what I'm doing and then you decide to change and you come in here, I have to be able to parry as well there. Okay? Now where that's going to come is if we're in here like this, you go around, you see me coming around, and you just decided to come in here, down here. Right? So I still got to be able to do that. Yeah. So that's a good thing to do. Now, where that comes in handy is in your moon guards, right here, right? So this is the easiest guard to hold, right? It keeps them at bay, everything like this. The problem with it is it's sort of stationary, right? In order to do anything other than thrust from here, I have to make some sort of preparatory movement, right? So I either have to come around, or I have to come up, I have to disengage and come back in, right? So that's the disadvantage of that guard. Now when we're up here, okay, we have a little bit more opportunity, because wherever the pressure's coming, I can come to the side there and then bring it up, right? I could come over here like this, like that, right? I can come underneath, all that, without going directly from this position here, you see? Now if I'm going to strike, of course, I have to come around, and so that's going to take some time, right? But if I just go to here, you see, that's a really, really easy high percentage type of thing. And all that really is dropping down into half moon, right there. And then, yeah, you can see why now you keep your hand right there. So, because if I come in here, okay, boom, there, I can still get you that way. So yeah, so that's the thing. When you're being aggressive, you have to open up your doors, and opening up your doors then leads to counterattack, right? So, and actually, let's do this over this way so that the camera can kind of see here. Yeah, that's good. So we're here, and when you come around to there, right? Yeah. So here, and then I can show you if I'm on this side, right, and you come. You see, it's not as easy for me to get you there, right? I have to come over here like this, and I'm kind of there, and you're already there. Okay? So the important bit is I want to be engaging over here, and then I come right under there. And I can even slip right underneath that there, see? Right there, so I don't even have to go over the top. But that's the thing. So angles. So you're basically using your angles with that. And when you're using your Ataru, right, you're using your doors to basically hit things, right? When you're doing Soresu, that's training how to close your doors. Okay, so that's where these two things come into handy. So now we've got our angles with our Makashi. Straight forward, straight back. Right? Now we start to integrate our Soresu orbits and parries and the attacks from Ataru. As we know, strike and parries is a matter of intent. Right? So if I'm here, knowing my Ataru, I know what attacks I can throw from here. Right? I can throw this attack, I can throw this attack, right? I cannot very accurately throw this attack, right? Because I have to disengage, I have to come up, and I have to rethink it. I could come around like that, okay? But I'm thinking of all of those in terms of motions and in terms of attack, right? Now the other thing is, whichever one I choose, you're going to react to it. So if I'm here like this, and I go around this way, what are you going to do? You're just going to hit me, right? So that's not what I want to do there. I have to accurately understand what's going on in the situation, right? So if I'm here, right, and I want to defend myself only, when you come around, I'm just coming like that. If you come around to the other side, I continue my orbit that way and then in. You see? And so now I'm using those angles as ways to put my blade where it needs to be. Okay? It's the conjunction of those two things, of Ataru and Soresu, which is going to make a real technique. Right? None of our four pillars, the Shicho, Makashi, Soresu, Ataru, are really standalone features. It's hard to do them only by themselves because they're not really complete. They're specific things. Right? So you combine them all together, right? If we're here like this, right, you use what you learn in Soresu's position. So you're going to want to position more that way. Then you use your Ataru to come in that way. See? And I can't, just by my disengaging, I have to come around. I'm never going to get that in time. Right? Now, of course, movement is going to help. And everything we're demonstrating is in, best case scenario, right?
Yeah.
It's always messy. You're always jumping around. It's never clean. It's going to look all kinds of ways. But that's one of the things that you'll learn how to do is as you're moving through. I'm just going to go slow here, right? As we're moving through like this. Yes, good. You see. Good. See? And you start using both of those ideas. If I open up with one thing, right, and then I can use that thing. What I'm doing here is using Soresu, and then good. You see? I'll use my Soresu as a base, and then using those same circles, right? I can use them as attacks. And then my opponent cannot see when I want to attack or when I want to defend. It looks the same. Right? And if it looks the same, then you're giving less information to them. Right? You want to give them the least amount of information about what you're doing, obviously. For it to work, right? So any type of cut where you're going like this, you're at a disadvantage because you have to bring it around that way. That's why one-handed is, in a dueling situation, is going to be preferable to a two-handed. right? Especially with these weapons that can be wielded one or two-handed, right? If you can wield that with one hand and you're fighting one person, wield it with one hand, right? If I'm holding my sword like this and you're one-handed, right? You could already see the difference in speed. Right? It's, you know, I don't have, I'm hardly getting any opportunities just because I'm handicapping myself by staying in a grip that I do not need to be. Right? Now, yeah, like some people are into kendo, you know, all that kind of stuff. My advice would be just use a very long weapon, something that you can't use one-handed. But with these lightsabers, I can freaking wield my pipe with one hand. you know, and then what are you going to do if somebody does this? Right? You're just going to have to try to knock it out of their hand. Right? But yeah, one-handed in the dueling situation is definitely the way to go. And that's how our system kind of works. Right? So even here, like even if we're going like this, and let's say you come over, you go to pass this way. Yep, go ahead. You go, and then you go over this way. They're just trying to get behind you. You see? Here's the guitar. No. Right? I can use it turning. Right? I'll turn with you. Right? So you come in, you bind, boom, you come over there. Good. You see? Now, right, and it's not what I want to do. I don't want to turn my back on it. But if I get into a situation where I'm stuck, I want to be able to. Right? I'm not going to, this is not my go-to thing. It's basically, you come in here, you get the better of it, you're going around, and I've got to really quickly get out there. But you notice that you can easily get, I have to move. Yeah. Right? I've got to be quick, and I probably got to lower myself down more if it were for real. Right? So I'd probably have to do something more extreme like that, right? So that my head is not where you would expect it to be, right. And that strike is going to go whoosh. You know? But if you go vertically, there's not a lot I can do and still remain in range. So anyway, so yeah, so that's kind of like how it all interacts, right? Now in class, what we'll be doing is we'll be going into we'll be kind of using these as a base. And we'll show people them as they need them. But we'll be going into mostly one-on-one type of things as well. So Form 5. All right. Make sense?